What's going on, world? DS1 Ross back. Shout out to everybody who tuned into Sheep Stay Sleep TV. As always, appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me, DS1 Ross. And it's all love over here, man. I definitely wanted to come and talk about this. I'm supposed to talk about it a little while ago. Um, but I think it's something that we definitely need to talk about. And the topic of the show or the question of the day is, are black people broke or broken? Are black people broke or broken? Is it the lack of money or our mind state? What is it that's keeping us back as a people? Not as individuals, but as a people. Is it the fact that we're broke collectively, or is it our mindset? Is it our mind state? What is the real issue that lies at hand? Is it the money? Because a lot of people that speak on black issues, they like to speak on um, finances. And we know that the system is the reason for our hoods that we like to call a ghetto. We all know that that's systematic, you know. But the problems that we suffer from internally within ourselves, is it the fact that we don't have enough money? Is it too much black people that are poor? Is that the problem? Or is it the fact that we think the way we think about each other? Which one is it? So I came to talk about that tonight with y'all, or this evening. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you are tuning in, I will appreciate if you just hit the like button. It's very much appreciated. Shout out to the people that's in the chat. Krista Taylor, peace. IC, peace. Are black people broke or broken? So the first thing I want to deal with is the money part. Um, One thing I would say is a lot of things that I hear on YouTube about black people is we spend our money on the wrong shit. And to a certain extent, that's true. But see, we don't understand how marketing works. We don't really understand how business works and how all of that is a mental state. See, we have to understand that if we're thinking on a certain level, we're going to purchase certain things. See, they understand that because that's what political science is about. Remember, in everything, y'all, there's politics. Everything is political that we deal with in our lives. So all of the categories that they throw us in economically, it's all based off of science. And a lot of it is not just science, but a lot of it is based off of studies and what they like to call studies, which is like take a lot of surveys and things like that to get a popular consensus of what is it that people like to buy and why do we like to buy it. And the problem with black people is our spending comes from emotion. A lot of things that are purchased is out of stress, out of codependency, out of fear, out of us trying to keep up with the Joneses. See, a lot of these sociologists, they understand that about us. And this is why we are the top consumer. Now, if we are considered the top consumer, is money the real problem? And or is our spending habits connected to the way we think? So is it the money or is it the mind state? So I got a article here that I want to share. Got an article here that I want to share with y'all. And it's not coming up. So I'm gonna just read it, y'all. The article is from, let's see where this is from. This is from Nielsen. Nielsen is Nielsen is a survey. They do surveys and polls. You can also get an app on your phone, a Nielsen app, and you could take these surveys and they'll pay you for your opinion. But this is how they gather um, certain informations and turn them into what we like to call facts. This is why we gotta watch too. We're always just looking at certain numbers and certain statistics and just taking it as face value. You know, because a lot of times people like to use these things and say that it's all facts, but it's not always true because what it's based in. You know, you can't say if because a bunch of people said the same thing taking a survey that's always going to be facts because that's people opinions. You know, nowadays popular opinion is facts and that's not true. But you can use this as a talking point. That's what you can do. Like I said, it's a this is a article from the insight section on Nielsen.com, and it says Black Impact Consumer Categories where African Americans move markets. Black consumers are speaking directly. Hold on. First, let me give y'all the date. Pardon me. The date on this article is February 15th, 2018. And they also have another category, a subcategory called demographics. If y'all study business, demographics is a category in business or economics that dictates where you will put your product or how you would promote it. You will use demographics. Demographics is things such as age, your race, your color, your ethnic background, your location, like where do you live, zip codes. All of those things are part of demographics. Your county, where you live, those are all part of demographics. Are you a male? Are you a female? So they're speaking about demographics. And that's just telling you how, how they come to the conclusions that they come to economically. Of course, we know it's other things too, but this is one way. It says Black consumers are speaking directly to brands in unprecedented ways and achieving headline making results. Throughout 2017, popular brands witnessed the power of Black Twitter and the brand impact of socially conscious Black consumers. You see? So they even understand the impact of unity. That just proves it right there because they're watching Black Twitter. They're watching this whole conscious movement, this whole conscious community thing that's been popular for the last, I'm gonna say, we in 2018, I'm gonna say for maybe the past 15 years, 10 to 15 years, where being conscious has been the popular thing. And us talking about unifying and bringing all of our resources to these people are watching this. They're watching this through social media. Through social media. Now, a lot of people like to say, um, you know, why are people trying to get money off of YouTube? Why are you monetizing your channel? Why are you asking people to donate? Because it shows you right here the power of social media. This is the new form of being an entrepreneur. If you are pushing yourself as being an entrepreneur, you better have a very good social media presence. Social media is important. Having a social media platform is very important. If you notice, damn near every business has a Facebook page, has a Twitter channel, has a YouTube channel. Because what? Through social media, Black consumers have brokered a seat at the table and are demanding that brands and marketers, remember I was just talking about marketing and the importance of them, and marketers speak to them in ways that resonate culturally and experientially. Now, what they're saying is through the power of social media, mainly Black Twitter, Black people and Black brands have basically made the system look at us now. And they demand that other companies, in order to compete with what we doing on social media, other companies now have to respect our culture as Black people. So why do you think you have all of these companies in the hip hop business? because they understand that we're at the forefront as far as pushing our culture on people. Who you think helped push black culture? Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. You see? But then you got the big talk right now, and I just got to pause for a second and talk about this. A lot of people are talking about Russell Westbrook and the Sierra thing. And they're saying that Russell Westbrook, he's a lame, he's a simp. And I actually did a stream about that. And the picture that he took with Sierra a while ago, I definitely thought that was some simp shit. But with me sitting back and thinking and paying attention and just reading this article shows that I was wrong. Russell Westbrook is not Russell Westbrook, I'm sorry. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is not a simp. He's actually a businessman. And he married Sierra and got with Sierra because that was a business move. Because he understands what they're talking about in this article, that black consumers have brokered a seat at the table and are demanding that brands and marketers speak to them in ways that resonate culturally. Sierra represents hip hop culture. She comes from that world. So he got with Sierra to further do what? Push his brand. And he's going to use her to push his brand. Because what hip hop, our socially conscious, because that's what our social consciousness is, hip hop. So he's using that. He's using that to further what he wants. You see? And then it says this right here in the article. Through social media, black consumers have brokered a seat at the table and are demanding that brands and marketers speak to them in ways that resonate culturally and experientially. If these brands want their business, you see? So if you want to make money with us, you have to get down what I will get down. You see? And with African Americans spending 1.2 trillion annually, brands have a lot to lose. You see? We spend 1.2 trillion dollars a year. African Americans, we spend 1.2 trillion dollars a year. So with Russell Westbrook, man, why do I keep saying Westbrook? With Russell Wilson understanding that the normal or us as a collective, black consumers, is spending $1.2 trillion annually. Why wouldn't he go get a girl that represents the hip hop culture? When hip hop is sports, is what run the black community. Why wouldn't he do that? It doesn't, that's smart. So he wasn't a simp marrying Sierra. This is business. See, we got to stop comparing our lives to these celebrity lives. They're on a whole nother level. And I had to realize that. This is why a lot of us don't understand why he did what he did, but now I do. It's business. These relationships that we see from these celebrities, we have to stop looking at them like if that was us, because we don't know what it is to have 20, 30 million dollars. We don't know how that feels. You see? So it's about business. When you get to that level, it's about business, man. You think Jay and Beyonce together just because they love each other? Not to say they don't love each other, but do you think that's the basis of their relationship? Do you really think that that's why Jay-Z want to be with Beyonce? Just because she's pretty? No, it's business. It's business. You see? So this is why you have a lot of these new clothing companies popping up. This is why you seeing the resurgence in the last couple of years of Gucci, of Louis Vuitton. Before these rappers start wearing that shit again, we didn't we didn't wear that. We was wearing Rockaware, we was wearing G Unit, we was wearing Echo, we was wearing Mecca. But those companies know, because they do what? They study the markets. So they found a way to market themselves to reestablish their companies in black business, in the black markets. And you know what they did? They came out with all these outlet malls. You see, within the last 10 years, they popping up everywhere. Every place is an outlet mall. They just been popping up more and more and more. The high-end stuff is becoming cheaper. Why? Because they want black people to buy it. See? It's business, yo. And it says, I'm going to read this again. Through social media, black consumers have brokered a seat at the table and are demanding that brands and marketers speak to them in ways that resonate culturally and experientially. Basically, y'all better listen to our ideas and get on board with us. If these brands want their business, and with African Americans spending 1.2 trillion annually, brands have a lot to lose. Black consumers and consumers of color alike. Listen to black consumers and consumers of color alike are making considerable contributions to the overall market. Okay? Okay? So it's not that these white celebrities that you see may be doing things that you may used to seeing us do. They don't want to be black. What they're doing is they trying to appeal to us. They're trying to show us that, hey, we're down with your get down. So you can spend your money with them. See, it's all set up. It's all business. It's strategic. I'm not looking at the chat right now, so shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody that's tuned in. This is why you see what you see. They have to listen to us now. We have brokered a seat at the table. See? Now they got to talk to us. You see? They have to. Black consumers and consumers of color alike are making considerable contributions to the overall market. In some cases, representing more than 50% of the overall spending in key product categories. See? So we make up half of the goddamn key categories that everybody buy things in. It's us. For example, half of the total spending of 941 million on dry grains and vegetables in the US in 2017 came from consumers of color. And black consumers represented 147 million of the total spend in this category. So out of 941 million that was made on dry grains and vegetables, we spent 147 million. Just black people, just us. Dry grains and vegetables, rice, all your stuff that come in a bag, your dry beans, oatmeal, quinoa, and vegetables. 147 million, which has recently made advances in product creation to meet the demands of their diverse buyers. See? This is why when you go to your supermarkets and you buy stuff, you notice they're getting better and better with their packaging, the way they're designing the package. They're making things, they're making your vegetables, your frozen vegetables, they're making them microwavable. See, that's advances in product creation. See? Now they have a graph here. It says category dry vegetables spend by consumers of color. That's the next category. $472.3 million. The total spend was 941.2 million. And mainly what they say, black people spent 147 million alone. Total spend for baby food, 1.9 billion. Spend by consumers of color, 817 million. Personal soap and bath needs, 3.04 billion, 1.3 billion. Spent by consumers of color. Fresheners and deodorizers, 2.2 billion total spend. Spend by consumers of color, 774 million. Shelf stable juices and drinks, 6.2 billion. Spend by consumers of color, 2.3 billion. So as y'all can see, The people of color are the top consumers. And like they said, black people make up 50% of the overall spending in these categories. So is it the money, y'all? Is it the money? I'm gonna ask y'all that again. Is it the money? It says mainstream manufacturers across other industries are also seizing the opportunity to create specific products that appeal to diverse consumers. Not so surprisingly, African Americans have cornered the ethnic hair and beauty market, ringing up 54 million of the 63 million total industry spend in 2017. Listen to that. Out of 63 million, we spent 54 million in the ethnic hair and beauty market. You see? But we want to go and boycott nail salons. Why the hell you want to march with picket signs in front of a damn nail salon? For what? Stop spending your goddamn money there. If you didn't like what happened to that black woman, and I don't, but I'm not a woman, I don't get my nails done. Stop going. Stop going. If you can't find a black nail salon, which there's not many in the city, there's not many in the inner city. How about do your own nails, black woman? Learn how to do your own nails. Why don't you and your homegirls learn how to do nails? Why don't you send your daughter to cosmetology school so they can learn how to do makeup and do nails? You and a couple of your friends that work in corporate America. And won't y'all put some money up together, save up some money, and open up your own nail salon? And y'all daughters can run it. Because y'all the ones who spending all the goddamn money there. That's a boycott. That's the way we boycott. We keep our money in our pockets. Because guess what? With the lack of black resources, and when I say resources, I'm talking about businesses in the black community. When a black woman want to go look nice, she's going to everybody else but her people. There's not a black alternative for the nail salon in the black community. So yeah, y'all out there with y'all picket signs now, but when you need your goddamn nails done, sister, where you gonna go? You may not go to that nail salon, but there's 5 nail salons down the block that's ran by Asians. And you gonna go get your nails done. See, I look at things from a reality standpoint. This is why it's no need to boycott like we in the 1920s. Because women still gonna need their goddamn nails done. We just gotta be real. A woman still gonna need her nails done. What she gonna do when she need her nails done? We gotta think about that. What's she gonna do when she need her nails done? And the only alternative is the Asians. But why is that the only alternative when the stats show this? That African Americans have cornered the ethnic hair and beauty market. See? But marketers should find it interesting that Black consumers aren't just spending on products created specifically to appeal to them. Hmm. 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 Is that why you seeing everything going organic? Everybody's slapping a organic stick on everything. Organic uh extract oil to put in your hair. Is that why we seeing that? Everything is getting slapped. Organic is getting slapped on everything. Is that why? Because they're doing what? They're creating products specifically to appeal to us. So they're using hip hop, they're using the conscious community. All of this stuff is being gathered, all of this information is being gathered through what? Social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. So they're watching what we tweet, they're watching what we post, and they're putting it together and making a consensus on what products and services to sell us. Why do you think they ask you what's on your mind on Facebook? What's on your mind? Think about that. See, nobody pays attention to the little things. What's on your mind? What's on your mind? See, that right there, they're trying to gauge your thoughts. And this is how they're creating products. This is why when you talk too much about unity, when you talk too much about waking your people up or helping your people wake up, or you being awoke in certain things, this is why they shut down certain people pages. This is why. Because you're not going their direction. This is why they don't want us to unify. Because if we unify, all of the resources that we're giving out, we're keeping it for us. Imagine if that 54 million went back to our community out of this 63 million that was made from the ethnic hair and beauty market. And see, they put ethnic there so they think Black people could think they talk about us. That ain't our goddamn market. We don't run the hair and beauty market. But imagine if we would have took those resources, it would be our market. We would be able to control that market. Our Black men and women will be able to control that market. And if we control that market, guess what else we control? The image of Black men and women. See, then our women will be able to dictate what beauty is. You see? Then they'll be able to dictate what beauty is. Even though the Black woman is already the standard of beauty, always was and always will be. We already know that. But imagine if that was the consensus and Black women ran this part of the industry or this sector of finance, economics. Imagine if Black women ran this category. 54 million out of 63. Let me continue. In fact, in terms of sheer dollars, African Americans spent considerably more money in the general beauty marketplace last year, 2017. We spent a lot of goddamn money to look good. A lot of money. That goes back to why I said you got all these goddamn Simon malls, Simon malls, right? You got all these Simon outlet malls so you can go buy the Gucci t-shirts when they on sale for 79.99 when it's usually 130. You could go buy the D&G. You could go buy the BCBG. You could go buy the Prada. You could go buy the Louis shades. When you go get your taxes back, you run your ass to the outlet malls. Because we love to look good. And ain't nothing wrong with looking good. I ain't banging on it. Because I like to look good myself. Nothing wrong with looking good. But we're talking about the mind state. See? Would we be thinking like this if we were in charge of our image? Now think about that for a second, family. Will we just be running out and doing that and just spending on stuff that don't really got nothing to do with us? Yes, they're just using us to get our money. If a lot of us understood that more, then we'll be able to pool our resources together and understand that the US, the United States of America, is a corporation. And that business is always on table, always active. That's what this system is ran off of. That's what everything around us is based on. Business. It says African Americans spent considerably more money in the general beauty marketplace last year. Black shoppers, Black shoppers spent 473 million in total hair care, which is a $4.2 billion industry, and made other significant investments in personal appearance products, such as grooming aids. We spent 127 million on that out of 889 million. And skincare preparations, 465 million out of 3 billion. You see that? We love to look good, but we don't like to wear our own shit. That's the problem. So is that a money issue? Or is that the way is that a mindset issue? They're telling you how much money we spending. They're telling you how much money we're spending as a collective. They're telling you. African Americans make up 14% of the US population, but have outsized influence over spending on essential items such as personal soap and bath needs, 573 million, feminine hygiene products, that's 54 million, and men's toiletries, 61 million. Nielsen research also shows Black consumers spent 810 million on bottled water. Wonder why all these new water companies popping up? Alkaline this, 9.6 alkaline. You wonder why all the alkaline water companies are popping up out of nowhere? Because we spent $810 million on bottled water, 15% of the overall spending, and 587 million on refrigerated drinks, 17% of the overall spending. Luxury non-essential products such as women's fragrances, 151 million of the 679 million industry total. Watches and timepieces, 60 million of 385 million in overall spending. And even children's cologne, 4 million out of 27 million. Also play well to an audience that's keen on image and self-care. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? This is why the rappers get colognes, nigga. This is why they 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 sell us liquor and wines. And what did Rick Ross just make? A, a hair care line. What made him do that? Because we love to look good. This is business. Stop being so emotional. It's business. So the rappers ain't just making liquor, making wine because they don't know nothing else to make. This is what niggas buy. Okay? Niggas like to smell good. Women do what? You wonder why all the women selling weave and selling waist trainers. That's part of personal care. Okay? They always coming out with a new lip gloss line and a new perfume line because niggas pay to look good. Niggas pay to look good. See? And thanks to Black Twitter, a lot of Black businesses that are selling these things, they're starting to move up. Where these bigger companies are starting to see, oh shit, what are we gonna do? Let's put more money into marketing to these niggas. Because if they stop shopping with us, we go out of business. So is it the money or is it the mind state? Which one is it? Our research shows that Black consumer choices have a cool factor. What? Do y'all hear that? That's in quotations. That's what the person who wrote this article over at Nielsen says. Our research shows that Black consumer choices have a cool factor. So what does that mean, y'all? We are the overall image of what people deem to be cool. See? We the cool motherfuckers. Our research shows that Black consumer choices have a cool factor that has created a halo effect, influencing not just consumers of color, but the mainstream as well. said Cheryl Grace, Senior Vice President of U.S. Strategic Community Alliances and Consumer Engagement of Nielsen. Listen to what she's the Senior Vice President of. U.S. Strategic Community Alliances. Where's our strategy? Huh? You know why we don't have no strategy? Because the first line of business when you're dealing with strategy is to what? Unify. See that? That's why they want to keep us thinking like individuals. This is why they want to keep pushing to us that niggas are broke. Niggas ain't broke. Because as long as they keep pushing that message that we broke and we keep believing it, we'll keep making the consumer decisions they need us to make. They'll keep us thinking that their products are the better products when they're making products for us. So is it the money or is it the mind state? This woman said that our consumer choices, which is not based on practicality but emotions, have a cool factor. So she telling you we make the bulk of our money off niggas and the erratic and emotional decisions that they make. So let's keep pushing this lifestyle to them so we can keep getting their goddamn money. These figures show that investment by multinational conglomerates in R&D to develop products and marketing that appeal to diverse consumers is indeed paying off handsomely. See, they getting paid off niggas. They getting paid. Now, this graph, Nielsen named it the power of black dollars. Categories where the percentage of black spending is greater in proportion to their population. Ethnic hair and beauty aids, we spent 54.4 million. The total spend was 63.5 million. That means black consumers attributed 85% of that market. Women's fragrances, we spent 152 million out of 679.4 million. That's 22%. Feminine hygiene, 54.1 million. Total spend 257, 21%. Men's toiletries, 62 million out of 308 million, 20%. Personal soap and bath needs, 573.6 million out of 3 billion. That's 18%. Frozen unprepared meat and seafood, 761.7 million out of 4.3 billion. That's 17.75%. Refrigerated juices and drinks, 578.2 million. Total spent 3.3 billion, 17%, 17.51%. Shelf stable juices and drinks, 1 billion out of 6.2 billion, 16%. Spices, seasonings, and extracts, 430.2 million we spent out of 2.7 billion. That's 16% again. Bottled water, 810.3 million out of 5.15 billion, 15%. Insecticides and repellents, 176.6 million out of 1.1 billion. That's 15%. Gum, 122.8 million out of 807.7 million, 15%. Shortening in oil, that's your vegetable oils and stuff like that, your cooking oils, 352 million out of 2.3 billion, 15%. Household cleaners, 407.8 million out of 2.7 billion, 14.89%. You might as well round that off to 15. Detergents, 15%. We could attribute it to us. 829 million out of 5.6 billion. Cookware, 136.8 million out of 934.5 million, 14.6%. Charcoal, logs, and accessories, 43.5 million out of 300 million. Listen to those numbers, y'all. But we broke. But niggas are broke, right? Niggas are broke though. Companies should have taken notice of even the subtle shifts in spending because Black consumer brand loyalty is contingent upon a brand's perception as authentic, culturally relevant, socially conscious, and responsible. What the hell? Did y'all just did y'all just hear what I just read? It's us. It's us that stamp a brand. Black people. But see, we think we ain't shit. We think we ain't shit. This is why I say we gotta heal before we build. We think we ain't shit. But they just told you Black consumer brand loyalty is contingent upon a brand's perception as authentic, culturally relevant, socially conscious, and responsible. In fact, 38% of African Americans between ages of 18 and 34, and 41% of those aged 35 or older say they expect the brands they buy to support social causes. Hmm. Think about that, y'all. You wonder why they got dashikis in the dollar store. Y'all gotta think, man. Y'all gotta think. 4% and 15% more than their total population counterparts, respectively. Moreover, Black consumers' brand preferences are increasingly becoming mainstream choices. Which illustrates that the investment in connecting with Black consumers can often yield sizable general market returns. So, is it the money or is it our mindset? For instance, sizable black, for instance, sizable black spend in health and beauty categories has contributed to a diversification of product offerings that appeal not only to black consumers, but to the general market as well. You see that? See? Listen to how important our money is. They're telling you how important our money is in this economy. How important we participate in this. How they need the propaganda that they push to us to keep going. This is why they don't sleep. This is why the system works the way it works. Because if we wake up one day and pool our resources together and unify, this shit will end tomorrow. There will be no more Louis Vuitton. There'll be no more Hermes. They will go out of business. Will they go bankrupt? Of course not. But they will cease to exist because they cannot survive without the black dollar. They need niggas. This is what they're telling us. Niggas, we need you to stay asleep and be sheep. We need y'all for that. And we're going to keep coming up with ways to promote to you niggas, to keep you niggas sleep. You see why they spend so much money on marketing and advertising? You see why? You see why they pay attention to the stuff we do on social media? This is how they gather their intel to find out what we want to wear. Okay? You wonder why you're going to the goddamn Asians now and every goddamn thing got shea butter in it. This is the last section. Then I'm gonna check the chat. It says, "What's at stake? Black consumers account for a disproportionate amount of product sales in a number of fast-moving consumer goods categories. Again, with 1.2 trillion in spending power, they're giving it up in this article. They're giving it up. With 1.2 trillion in spending power, African American consumers are in are an important population for smart brands that want to grow market share and brand preference. Hmm. Hmm. More importantly, the data suggests that Black consumer spending already significantly affects the bottom line in many categories and industries. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say without our money, this shit don't move? She just said our money affects the goddamn bottom line. We got 1.2 trillion in spending power. So our niggas broke? Huh? Our niggas broke. I ain't talking about you as the individual, because you as the individual may be broke. But collectively, we at the top of the motherfucking food chain. Why? Because we got what? 1.2 trillion in spending power. See? So it's not the lack of money on why we buy what we buy. It's the way we think. Because we don't understand shit like this. See? I'm going to read that again. More importantly, the data suggests that Black consumer spending already significantly affects the bottom line in many categories and industries. And brands can't afford to lose favor or traction with this segment without potential negative impact. Didn't I just say this shit will crash without us? They telling you it will. They're telling you it will. Man, I ain't even gonna read no more. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the link to this in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate it. Y'all want to read the article or read the rest of it? There it is right there. There's the link. You said spending wise, we're at the top. Saving wise, we're dead last. Of course, because we cannot save because we're what? We're the top consumers. But we'll be able to save more, I see, if we took that business and did it with each other and spent with us. Because if we supported more of ourselves, more of us would be able to save. More of us will be able to put back towards us. Definitely. Definitely, I see. Exactly, brother Danubian. I agree. If the sports players stop playing, bye-bye. Exactly. Of course. Yeah, they putting shea butter in everything. Jalen, we it's not that we can't support black businesses, that we make a choice not to support each other because we look at each other as shit. That's why. And being proud of each other is not important to us. And supporting one another is not important to us. It's about having material things of other of the system and what they tell us is cool. When they just told you that we're the cool factor. So if we're the cool factor, why the hell is it important we wear Dolce and Gabbana? Why is it important we wear that shit? They're not the cool ones. We are. You know who else I heard say that we're the cool ones? We set the standards. Damon Dash, a man, a black man, a powerful black man that a lot of black people hate. But he been said that. He said those record execs are not the cool guys. It's me. It's dudes like me. It's dudes like Irv Gotti. We're those dudes. We the ones who set the standards. They ain't been talking that for years. But what we do, we like to shit on Dame Dash. Exactly. Yvette Carnell do be saying that. She know goddamn well we got money. Shout out to everybody who tuned in, man. Everybody that's in the chat, I appreciate it. Exactly, my brother. Black worlds were broken. We're not broke, we're broken. You spend $100 a year in hair care products. Wow, really? Yanaya? Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Sisters be going in them salons unstrapped. I be but see, that's why, see, with those type of numbers that we spending in personal appearance products, man, and this is just a suggestion to black women. If you have a daughter that's into beautifying herself, send her to school for cosmetology because that industry is not going anywhere. More of our black women need to be doing hair on a licensed level. Need to be doing makeup, doing the hair of these celebrities, doing hair on in these TV studios and all of that. We need our young women on that level. So then they could turn around a couple years later and have their own salons, have their own hair studios. That way, that money could come back to us. Because if it's coming back to our black women, it's trickling down to the black men. It's coming back into the black household. You see? Like I said, why do you think Rick Ross just created a hair and beard um line? He a smart dude, man. Everything he created and learned how to monetize what he like. Where do you think he's learning that from? He loved lemon pepper chicken wings. What he went and did, he went and bought into Wingstop. He loved eating burgers when he was young. So what he did, he went and bought into Checkers. And he's using his celebrity and pushing it onto us to go and buy. Because we know that's only the only reason why we go to Wingstop. Because before that, there wasn't really no Wingstops in the hood till Rick Ross started pushing with his lemon pepper wings. You got Checkers all in the hood now. You see? Because we set the standard. All these years, Rick Ross had a beard. Shit, that's one reason. That's one of the reasons why a lot of women of a certain age bracket love men with beards now. Rick Ross made wearing a beard cool. He made that cool. Freeway had a beard before we knew of a Rick Ross, but that's not who made it cool. That's not who got people all over the world rocking beards. that are not Muslim. And he just created a hair care product to take care of your hair. See? Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Exactly. Exactly. But also tell her too, I see that she is the standard of beauty. The black woman is the standard of beauty. Just like black men and women fashion is the standard of what's cool. That's a fact, Cashmere G. But they rock beards in the terms of religion. And that's why and that's why Freeway couldn't make it as big as Rick Ross, because Rick Ross don't push the envelope of a religion. He made beards fashionable. He made beards fashionable. The Muslims didn't, because it represents their religion. Just like the Israelites, they wear it based on a religion. He made it into a fashion statement. So I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, man. I really, really do. And I'm gonna ask y'all this question, and whoever's in the chat participating, I appreciate y'all. And can y'all do me one favor? Before I close out, I need y'all to put this in the chat. So, based off this article, and I put the link to the article, I'm gonna put it in here again, so y'all can go and read it for yourself. The same article I was reading. Based off what I read, are black people broke or broken? Put a one in the chat for broke. Put a two in the chat for broken. A one in the chat if you think black people are broke. A two in the chat if black people are broken. Do y'all think black people are broke, or or are we broken? A one for broke, two for broken. Should have expected that from you, see. See three. Brother Danubian two. Afrocentric Anatomy TV. Peace to you, sis. Two. We're broken. Yeah, yeah. You laughing. I know you would do that. Um, Miss Logan, two broken. Okay. One for broke, two for broken, y'all. Are we broke? Are we broke or are we broken? I ain't see no ones yet. Cashmere G two, Sarah two. I ain't see no ones yet. Are we broke or are we broken? Matt B with a two. So I got, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So far I got 7 twos. Brother Danubian, I'm almost broke. See, I appreciate y'all for doing that too. And I'm gonna just share this with y'all, and then I'm gonna close out. Oh, you 1 and 2 in that? Shit, you ain't broke. I'm looking at your picture. You spend money on personal appearance. You're not broke in that. Sorry, I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that. Did you just read them stats? Did you just hear those stats I was reading? Hell no. Hell no. Black women is the reason why the hair care and the ethnic hair care and personal care is booming. It's because of the black woman and how much money y'all spend on y'all appearance. So you're not broke, Miss Lady. Uh-uh. Sorry, I'm not going for that. She switched to 3. But I understand when when us as individuals say that. But see, I'm not. That's why I'm not. I'm not speaking on an individual level. I'm speaking on a as a collective. You know. So what you think, Jarvis? Put a 1 in the chat if you think we broke or are we broken. Which one do y'all think it is? Which one you think it is, Jarvis? Shout out to Strange Magic. Oh, you say both, Jarvis? You said 2, Strange Magic? Appreciate you, Strange. Appreciate you for tuning in. You said we're broken. Jarvis says both. If the others spent as we spent, the numbers will look totally different. They spend money on houses, investments, education. We spend on stuff. Um, to a certain extent, that's true. Only to a certain extent, though, because they spend money too. It's just the way they spend their money. They spend their money in a more strategic way than we do. We're more emotional when it comes to our spending, and that's what I think the problem is. But I'm gonna share this with y'all. A long time ago, one of my, one of my friends I grew up with, his mom and his dad, they are pastors. And a long time ago, I heard his mother say, a person is not broke because they don't have money. And this is what kind of made me come up with this title. I was thinking about this for a while. She said, a person is not a person. A person that's broke is not a person that don't have money. It's a person who doesn't have a dream. It's a person who doesn't have a dream. And when she said that, I said, wow, that's different. And I believe it ties into us being broken as a people. Like you just said, I see our broken mentalities. And our broken mentalities is what leads to us taking our money and spending it what we spend it on, and who we spending our money with. You see? So I agree with you, Asi. Our mentality is broken. We're broken as a people. We're not broke. We're broken. We're broken. Oh, you heard that before, Miss Logan. Yeah. She could have got it from somewhere too, but that was the first time I've ever heard that. That a person that's broke is not a person with no money, it's a person with no dream. It's a person with no ambition, no drive to do something or to try to make their situation better. See, a lot of us are so broken that we only look at ourselves as individuals. We don't look at ourselves as a collective. Based on that article I was just reading, they come up with these numbers based on a collective. Notice they said African Americans. That encompasses all of us. So, yeah, you personally may not have what you want to have or may not be making a certain amount of money a year, but us as a collective, we're at the top of the food chain when it comes to spending power. You see? Yeah, we're all individuals, but we are parts of a whole. And we have to constantly think like that. See, they want us to get caught up in us thinking of ourselves just on an individual level so we can continue to make the choices that we make. Because if you only thinking about you and the people that's in your house and what y'all gonna do, you're never thinking about how the people in your household and you affect what's going on in the world. See, we got to begin to think on a collective level. What part do you play in the collective? What part is your child going to play? You see? Yeah, your child is your child, but your child is not growing up in your world. They're going to be in a world with other people. You see? So yeah, that's your child, but your child also belongs to the African American community. That's what category we're all put in as individuals. So we're parts of a whole, and we have to start thinking that way. See, we're not trying to levy our spending power because of our broken mindset. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me shout everybody out. If you haven't yet, hit the like button, subscribe to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Very much appreciated. Shout out to Krista Taylor, IC, my brother Black Worlds. Shout out to my sister Annette B. Shout out to my sister Anu Cat, Bracy. Welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Yanaya, I appreciate you tuning in, sis. Zeus Flippy, the Thunder God, I appreciate you tuning in. My brother Danubian, peace to you, brother. I appreciate you tuning in. Soup Bone, I appreciate you tuning in. My brother Shug, I appreciate you tuning in. 89 TV, thanks for tuning in, brother. I appreciate the subscription. Side Riding the Suit, the Goat Guard, I appreciate you tuning in. Craig J, I appreciate you tuning in, brother. Jalen, I appreciate you tuning in. Let's see who else we got. My brother Gad, Gad Talk Media, I appreciate you tuning in, brother. DJ Black Charm, I appreciate you tuning in, bro. Cashmere G, appreciate you tuning in, my brother. Afrocentric Anatomy TV, I appreciate you, sis. Thank you for tuning in. I think that's everybody. No, Miss Logan, appreciate you for tuning in. Jarvis, I appreciate you tuning in, good brother. Strange Magic, I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Thanks for all the love and the support. Thanks, RC. Good looking out, Sarah. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. If y'all just tuning in, y'all can catch the playback as always. And if y'all appreciate my content, just hit the donate link. It's in the description. It's also in the chat. So I appreciate all the love and the support. Sheep Stay Sleep TV, your host DS1 Ross. It's always love, y'all. I will be back tomorrow. We'll be back. So I appreciate y'all once again. Tune in tomorrow. The Underrated Sports Show, 7 p.m. on my brother channel, The Underrated Darkness. Tune into the Underrated Sports Show tomorrow. And after that, I'll probably be going live again tomorrow after the Underrated Sports Show. Thanks, Annette. I appreciate it. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Eat some good Sunday dinner and relax for, the beginning work week tomorrow. So I appreciate all the love and the support. Your host DS1 Ross, representing Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Remember, y'all, gotta heal before we build. Because according to y'all responses, we're broken. You gotta heal before we build. DS1 Ross, representing Sheep Stay Sleep TV. We out. Peace.